Today on Board Game Coffee Espresso, we're getting downright strategical in the creepiest place on Earth, Harrow County. Let's do this.
Vincent, get back here this instant! Oh,
Thank you. Oh, I love you too. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. Thank you.
Harrow County, the game of Gothic conflict, is a 1 to 3 player asymmetric nightmare that'll haunt you in your sleep. Well, maybe not the game so much as the story it's based on, but what it's based on is a comic book, and we're here to talk about board games, not comics. But let it be known that although this is an excellent comic book series, you don't need to be familiar with the world of Harrow County, the book, in order to enjoy Harrow County, the game. But it definitely sets a strong foundation for what's to come, and what's to come is pretty damn entertaining. First thing you need to know is that Harrow County, the game, is broken up into chapters, 5 to be exact, and each of those chapters is a complete session on its own. And although playing them in order isn't absolutely necessary, it is the best way to learn. At its core, Harrow County is a head-to-head strategy game where players position their little armies of magically inclined people and demons to either destroy Harrow County or save the townsfolk. Now, neither of those objectives will win you the game on their own, but working towards them is the best way to earn points. You'll also get points for controlling this overgrown thorn bush in the middle of the map and killing off these creepy little dudes known as haints. That's haint with an H. The first player to reach 7 points triggers the last round of the game, and the side with the most points at the end wins. As you play new chapters, you'll unlock more characters, each of which have their own unique superpower. Like Corbin, who sacrifices his own minions to spawn 2 more, which is kind of the opposite of how babies are made. There's Bernice, who uses iron nails to literally nail people to the ground, and then you got Malachi with his attack fury ability that lets him attack the enemy from halfway across the board. And that's just 3 examples of a cast of characters that all have very different abilities. On top of that, each faction also has its own built-in ability. The protectors can drop paths that make getting around the board a lot easier, or set up barbed wire that does pretty much the opposite. The family, on the other hand, is making it rain with these town-destroying storm rings, that not only destroy buildings, but make it a lot harder for the good guys to get around the board. Now, what both these factions have in common is that they're both trying to build these daisy chains of either storms or haints that lead from their home base to their target goal. The family trying to get their storms to reach the buildings of Harrow in order to destroy them, while the protectors try to clear a path that'll lead the townsfolk back home to safety. Harrow County is played in turns, and on your turn, you'll take one of the actions contained inside these mason jars. This one here will earn you wild tokens, which you can use to spawn, move, or strengthen. The legend jar allows you to trigger the special ability of your character or faction in whatever order you want. And the attack jar allows you to attack enemy units by dropping cubes down this tower to determine the outcome, which you might have noticed uses the very box the game came in. How cool is that? The last action we have to cover is tucked away in the abilities jar, but how you do what you do depends on which faction you're playing. You see, when the protectors take an ability action, they simply perform one of the 3 basic abilities of their choice. The family, on the other hand, could potentially do more different things on their turn, but they have less control over which of those things they do. You see, unlike the protectors, the family doesn't choose which abilities they take. Instead, they blindly pull tiles out of this bag and use what they get. How many they pull is based on how they built their faction board, but we'll save those details for another video. Once you feel you're ready to move on past the first chapter, you'll encounter not just new characters with new powers, but also new mechanics. Like upgrade cards that allow the family to improve their ability tiles, tactics cards that let the protectors perform rule-breaking special abilities, and bonus tiles that award one-time bonuses to the player who takes a particular action first, just to name a few. Now, when you finally reach Chapter 4, you'll be introduced to Cammy, who's got a faction board of her very own, a goblin sidekick, her own set of cards, and an action grid that works like nothing you've seen in the game thus far. She's also got her own goal, which involves a game of hide-and-seek with a scary-ass doll. Chapter 5 introduces you to a third player option which comes in the form of a girl named Hester, and Hester is creepy as shit. Hester introduces yet another completely different way to play that involves power siphoning roots, setting things on fire, and absorbing ability tokens from other players, which weakens them while bringing her that much closer to victory. Oh, and the creepiest part about Hester? She can take control of your haints by sticking snakes in their ears. It's just so messed up. If this sounds like a game you'd be interested in, check out Harrow County, the game of Gothic conflict on Kickstarter. Thanks for joining us. If you like this video and you want to see more, subscribe to our channel. It's the best way to keep up to date with everything we do here at Board Game Coffee. But if you want to see more right now, we got plenty of videos to choose from. And if that's not enough, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm Mark Maya, and this is Board Game Coffee. And remember, have fun, keep gaming, be social. See you next week.